Peace, love, wholeness, divine love chosen. Welcome back to the channel. If you're seeing this message, that means this message is for you. So go ahead and receive it as it resonates. If it don't, just let it fly and keep it pushing, y'all. I hope y'all are doing well and taking care of yourselves. We're going to get right into a message from the ancestors. See what needs to be illuminated at this time, here and now. Gratitude. We got sacred dust coming out. Leveling up. And feeling safe. We got doubt at the bottom of the deck. I don't got time for that. Spirit wants you to release the need to know all the answers, okay? Overall emotional energy for my divine love chosen. Miracle. Determination. And perplexity, okay? Right. There could be, we got inspiration at the bottom of the deck. There could be people in the energy, like very, like all up in their head at this point. Scrambling for answers, or, you know, having to face their fears essentially. And Spirit just wants you to be mindful, because you could be in this energy. Well, for my high vibrational divine love chosen, I feel like y'all's not in this energy, but there could be people in your energy who is like projecting a lot of anxiousness, anxiety, rushiness, right? Trying to find answers to their fears, or instead of like asking questions. You have to ask questions in order to receive answers, okay? So, but for some of y'all divine love chosen, I feel like you're in this energy where you have honored your sacred lust, right? You have valued your sacred lust. You have alchemized and healed through trauma, and you have been in this energy for a long time of holding and having this sacred lust, right? And you have treated your lust as sacred and as such, and Spirit wants to remind you that you are receiving miracles because of it, right? honoring celibacy, right? Also allowing yourself to uh, experience, right, love, right, loving somebody, and also honoring that sacred lust too. Learning love lessons, learning lessons in love, 522, as I say that. Okay, and it reminds you to maintain your faith, for anything is possible, and a miracle might just be right around the corner, which it is. So trust that, okay? Because um, as you are reflecting and learning and like learning your lessons and going over, your actions that led you to where you are in the here and now. um, Spirit wants you to always get back to a sense or a center of deeper understanding, finding deeper understanding, okay? Spirit wants you to know that you cannot rush the process, right? You cannot rush the level up, right? You just have to have faith, and you have to allow yourself to go through the emotions. A lot of people are hyper ascenders in the social media realm, where they're, press for hyper ascension, and um, just going about it in the wrong ways. You still have to experience life. You still have to allow those life cycles, um, in order to receive the true divine wisdom that you are meant to receive on your own journey. If you are hyper focused on hyper ascending and being in control of your journey, and hyper, manifesting and all of these things, um, you are going against the natural flow of your life cycles. Okay? Clarify this energy, Spirit. Yeah. And there could be karmic masculines in that energy hoping for a miracle with sacred lust, or with your sacred lust, or just in this lustful energy. Um, their miracle needs to be, them healing in that sacred, their own sacred lust, and facing themselves, because it's not happening. It's not happening, period. Okay, for my divine love chosen beings, continue to protect yourself. Continue to honor your boundaries of um, celibacy, and honor your boundaries with your body, and protecting your body and stuff like that. There could be karmic masculines in your energy on that type of time, and you're just not. Okay, oh well, too motherfucking bad. Okay? Alright. Let them go align with other karmic energies who are also in that energy. Okay? Period. Instead of trying to siphon off of divine love chosen beings. This did come out in reverse. Rich guy in reverse. Okay, there could be masculine energy who, like I said, being, being in this hyper ascending energy, or overly determined to know all the answers, or basically, and then at the same time, you gotta understand that even you still have a lot to learn. There's wisdom that you have not received because you are not at the age that you're meant to receive it, right? There's wisdom, there's experiences that you have not experienced and received because of where you are in the here and now, right? Especially for my young folks, take your time, live your life, okay? Learn what you're meant to learn, experience what you're meant to experience, right? Being in this hyper ascended energy, the older folks know, right? The older folks understand that as well. There are things that they're still learning, right? As they get older and older and older, there are things that they're still learning, and there are things that um, come to them by, a certain age. So, folks could be moving with intentions of like how it's overly pushed in the propaganda of like being like the illusions of success or being rich and hyper ascending because you think you're going to be rich and you think you're going to be you think that's going to put you in that energy when that's not the case. You have to shift your perspective about what success is in your here and now, period, right? All of these illusions of success got a lot of people fucked up mentally. But just be mindful, because that determination, that ego mania, that determination, that money hungry energy, that money ruled energy, that's that's where you're going to be. Okay. Um, and realizing that you're gonna either sold your soul for it, you're gonna either, you know, you've been in the energy of rushing to get nowhere, essentially. Rushing to still be running in circles. Right? So I'm also picking up the energy of like people who are physically and materially in status, like on the scale of hierarchy, people who have a sort of status and have access to a whole lot of funds and rich energy, that's not the energy that they're exactly exuding. So it's an illusion, it's false. It backfired, right? Their lack of support and faith, right? Because with the determination, it says you have to have faith, you have to truly believe, right? Their lack of faith and support has backfired on them heavily, trying to control your prosperity. Divine Love Chosen, they're in the energy of fumbling. Okay, this is coming out again, right? Obsessive nice guy energy, feeling perplexed because they're in this egomaniac obsessive energy, right? Trying to manipulate a mature woman, a rising star, trying to have all of this control that they just don't have. Oh well, too motherfucking bad. That's not genuine love. No matter how much you try to convince yourself that it is, it's not. No matter how much you try to perpetrate and wear the mask, your energy is felt. And you're going to yield exactly what it is that you're yielding. It's sickening. It's disgusting. Somebody could be concerned about the messages, the intuitive insight that you receive. Genuine love doesn't flourish and bloom under manipulation and control and ill intentions, wicked intentions. No matter what you say, no matter what you perpetuate, no matter the story you tell, just period. Authenticity is balanced energy, being able to be in your likeness and have deeper understanding and be rooted in love and understanding, but also being able to be real enough to um, show your shadow side as well. Right? Alchemizing that wicked spirit, alchemizing that wicked shadow to honoring your righteous anger, instead of allowing it, instead of suppressing it and allowing it to come out in wickedness, in wicked ways, with wicked intentions. So Spirit is saying they're not going to receive the results that they're trying to manifest or yield by being in uh, toxic masculinity, controlling energy, manipulative energy, period. Overly domineering energy, just false energy essentially. They got no choice but to deal with the consequences of their own projections and deal with the consequences of their own energy. Like I said yesterday, um, even as divine love chosen beings, right, have to learn that lesson too of facing the experience and the consequences of our projections, of our own egomania, of our own projections, in order to alchemize it and honor your feminine energy in a deeper way and learn the lessons that you're meant to learn. Got the Two of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Three of Cups. picking up on somebody who is, again, perplexed, teeter-tottering, um, looking to go towards other people, or somebody in the energy of really running from themselves. They can't sit with themselves long enough to become enlightened. They're seeking enlightenment, but they're also seeking it by um, energy harvesting or energy siphoning, whether they are meaning to or not. Spirit is saying that also for those of us who are internal beings more so than external beings, we are being guided towards community as well, and sharing, right? Giving instead of being in this overly analytical, reflective energy. And taking your time restoring balance, restoring the balance that you need to restore from dealing with karmic energies. Spirit is also saying that they're moving you forward up out of that karmic energy because they want you to maintain your faith, right? They want you to maintain your faith and alchemize all of the doubt that is being projected your way as you go through a radical rebirth, okay? Okay, somebody who is in this obsessive egomaniac energy, false ass energy, nice guy, perpetrating energy is also becoming enlightened as well to their own bullshit. It's like you can't even accept, like they can't even accept their own bullshit, but want somebody to accept their bullshit. It's one thing when you can accept your bullshit and wear your heart on your sleeve so that people know, right? You know yourself and people know. And then it's another thing to be in this hidden energy of trying to hide your bullshit and expecting somebody to accept that, right? Or expecting somebody to, trust you, right? People tend to trust authenticity. People tend to trust people who are authentic, who are honest, who are balanced, who are open to their bullshit. Because it ain't nobody perfect. Everybody got bullshit, right? And that's why it ain't never no regret or about the things that I have shared with you guys, regardless of how karmic family feels about it, right? Trying to silence you their whole life because you speak the truth that they are steady trying to avoid and deny. They've been trying to silence you since you've been young because you reveal truth and you speak truth that they want you to not see. They wanted to suppress your gifts. They wanted to suppress your voice. They wanted to take your voice and silence your voice and take your memories and erase your memories so that you won't see them for who the fuck they really are. But you do. Your faith is strong. Your ancestors always been behind you. Your ancestors always been carrying you. That's that denial shit. That's that annoying ass confusing energy. It reminds me of like an example is like, say you have to show up for work every day or whatever the case may be, and they expect you to be all happy and smiley. And I remember one time I was working a job, a corporate job. They gonna put me in the office and tell me, oh, we need you to smile more. We need you to smile. First of all, the job that I was doing was a very personal, fast paced um, job that I had, and I had my own clientele. And I went in that office and I was cussing them out like, what the fuck? How dare y'all ask me to try to come up in here and smile more, right? So this energy is giving me that energy of like, what you call it? It's giving me that energy of like, somebody having to show up and put on or smile and put on an act, and then behind closed doors really feel some type of way because the act that they're putting on isn't really in alignment with their intentions and how they really feel. It's like they're forcing the act, right? So then behind the scenes, or when they get by themselves, they're really grieving, they're really sad, they're really just all over the place emotionally because of trying to upkeep and maintain the act. And a lot of people in Hollywood and in the industry world, they understand that shit too. Putting on an act to sell the illusion, and behind the scenes really be sad, miserable, hating their motherfucking lives. The rich ones be the first one to take their motherfucking lives. Because of the constant bullshitting that they gotta do in order to try to be in this egomaniac, controlling ass, bullshit ass energy. Hell no. I ain't finna come up on here acting like I'm in love and light energy all the time. Fuck no. Those that get it, get it. Those that don't. Oh well. It's like you got to be real careful and mindful of karmic masculines and the energy, right? They're unable to, make the ask or use their voice in a productive, righteous way, and got a lot of pent up resentment and anger and frustration that they want to take out, especially on the women in their life. You got to be real mindful, because instead of just communicating, instead of just doing doing the righteous thing, they will really sit up there and play mind games, manipulation games. We too grown for that. I don't got time for that shit. And then for my divine feminines, you could be in the energy of, if you're not setting boundaries to the fuckery, you could end up taking on that energy, and you could end up naturally reciprocating and mirroring that energy and becoming that, essentially becoming hella resentful and bitter and taking on that energy. So honor your boundaries. It's okay. Honor your boundaries. It's looking like toxic masculines are being pushed to go through the motions so that they can really find genuine joy, genuine love, and get recentered and regrounded into genuine love and deeper understanding within. Oh, well, if they make you the motherfucking villain. Oh, well. Okay, and this is karmic masculine energy in general within the system. This is karmic masculine energy within friendships, karmic masculine energy even in LGBTQ friendships and relationships. You know, masculine women who are dealing with, how do I say it? Predominantly masculine women who are dealing with healing from toxic masculine energy as well. Finding balance and learning to honor their own feminine energy in a deeper way. Or toxic masculine friendships that, you know, you could be a vessel, divine love chosen, that requires a deeper level, a deeper healing, and a deeper level of love, of truth, of accountability, of peace. And if they're not willing to meet you there, if they can't be honest, if they think they're going to try to get into your energy by ways of manipulation and fake ass energy and fake nice energy and materialism, you're being guided to see right through that shit. So that you are not off center. 3311, as I say that, you are divinely supported, so trust your intuition. Gratitude. Okay. Queen of Cups. You are highly intuitive. You see right through that, right? You are in this energy of healing and prioritizing your feminine energy. Me personally, which some of y'all can resonate with, especially if you have Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. My water sign is in my moon sign, so my feminine energy is Pisces energy, also Taurus energy in my Venus, but my emotional energy is in Pisces energy. And you are in this space of prioritizing your joy, prioritizing your peace, right? And and enlightenment through your children as well. And that's the great thing about motherhood too. It's like they do confirm, your purpose, right? If it's not for you, it's not for you. It's not for everybody. That's fine. Everybody has a different calling, but um, being grounded. I remember before I had my first daughter, um, they was really trying to put me through with it. Okay, in and out of the mental hospital. Okay, trying to tell me I had all of this. I have every mental illness in the book. Um, Schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, all the bullshit that they could do and say. Which, okay, cool. That's what I got. That's what I got. But um, after the radical rebirth of bringing my daughter here, um, they couldn't get me back into a place of like being so out of control of my mental. If y'all get what I'm trying to say, right? They couldn't get me back to that place, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But if you are in that space, allow yourself to go through the motions so you can wake the fuck up from the illusions. Okay, because I'm also grateful for the traumas that I done been through with my own family members trying to get me uh, pretty much locked up in a mental home so that so that they're not so that they can continue running from the bullshit that they done put me through as a child, essentially. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, you're in this energy, divine love chosen, where you have a really sensitive feminine energy. Feminine energy is very sensitive. Yeah, we've had to be warriors. We've had to be wild women. We've had to be in that energy because of how unsafe masculinity has been and how unsafe toxic masculinity has been in our lives. Instead of, and I know not every masculine energy is on that type of time, and I have faith regardless. But that's just the reality for a lot of us warrior women, or a lot of us women who have had to be predominantly in our masculine energy because of what we done been through. And for a lot of us women who are relearning how to embrace our tenderness and our softness and our feminine energy, and creating our own safe spaces for our joy, and having to fight and having to defend and fight for our joy and our peace and our respect and the love that we deserve to feel and receive without having to fight and defend. Yeah. You could be in an energy, your feminine energy again is with this Three of Swords energy, awakening to the bullshit, karmic family energy, healing from those karmic family energies, really going through changes and having to walk away from those energies that want to continue to put them in that fight or flight energy, that energies that want to keep them in confusion, and energies that are very karmic and manipulative and egotistical, and in this egomaniac ass energy. Healing from those pressures and healing from those heartbreaks from loving those people, by no choice of your own. So it's a process, but you're being guided in the right direction. Divine love chosen. I hope it helps. I hope it resonates. If it do, be sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe. If you need to find me anywhere, everything is in my description. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Peace.